Hello friends and happy holiday season. In today's video, I will be decorating for Christmas, but not just that, I wanted to take this opportunity to discuss maybe some book recommendations or some cozy movie decorations for the holidays. And then a little later on in the video, we'll be doing some DIY crafts to decorate the house with. After that, we'll make some festive holiday cookies. But before we get into all of that, I really want to discuss a haul that I made this year. And when I say this year, I have been collecting Christmas decorations all year long, and I'm so excited because I finally get to put them in my house. So let's get to that. I got this back in October, and it's just got this like really fun classic Christmas typography that's going on. I'm a little bummed that it's like stark white, but I think it's pretty cute, and I think I'm gonna display it somewhere on my mantle. It just gives me those like really old Dickens vibes, or like Victorian vintage advertisements or holiday Christmas cards from back in the day. Okay, next I got these cute little birds to put on my tree from World Market. I didn't want so many. There's just like a pop of red that I need on my tree, and I think they're gonna look really, really cute. This year I'm going for like a Victorian Christmas. I'm very much into like the classic colors for Christmas, red, white, and green. I actually grew up in a multicolored household, so we had multicolored lights on our tree and on our house. And when I moved out of my parents' house, I said, I'm going with the classic look. And I'm slowly transitioning to like these really bright reds and greens to these more muted, simple, cottagecore, Victorian style. So yeah, those will look cute. Let me show you this guy. So I call him Gandalf. I found him in a little charity shop in New Mexico last year, and I don't know, something about him just like really stood out to me. And I do think he's a tree topper. There's this like plastic thing underneath that would signify that he would be a tree topper. So I'm just gonna take it as face value and decorate my tree with him this year. He's so like classic Father Christmas, and I just think that it's going to help the Victorian decor idea that I have in my head. I've been waiting to use him all year. I've even had him like on a shelf just pawing at me to say, put me on top of a tree. Another thing I got from World Market this year is a new tea. I like the Harney & Sons, not only because they have really, really cute tins, but their tea's just always really good. I really enjoy their cinnamon tea the most. It's so sweet and so delicious. But this year I got their holiday spiced blend. It's black tea with orange peel, safflower, vanilla flavor, clove, almond flavor, cinnamon, there's cinnamon, and orange flavor. It's gonna be so good, and I can't wait to try it. The next thing I got is this s'mores hot cocoa. I'm very much into s'mores, and when I saw this at World Market, I was like, I've got to have that. It will probably make the marshmallows even taste more marshmallowy-er. And I'm so excited to try it. To go with that, I got these really cute cocoa toppers. I did see that there were these like snowflakes at World Market, but they were all out when I went, so these are what I settled with. I just can't wait to try them out. They just make me so happy. They're such a happy snowman, which, I mean, if you're gonna romanticize your life, you might as well go with the stuff that makes you happy, and this guy makes me so happy. On to the last thing that I got from World Market this year. I found these, I don't know if I'll say this right. They're these German cookies, ginger cookies, the Balsen family. So they're Balsen. Fruit-filled soft gingerbread with chocolate coating. I've had these in my pantry for like a week, saving them for this video, and I'm so excited now because I'm going to try them. And I'm such a sucker for like chocolate and like a cinnamony, gingery thing with fruit. You can't go wrong. You just can't go wrong. Oh yeah, I forgot about these. So back in October, no, I guess it was November, I went to visit my mom, and we went through her storage unit and found these cute little teapot ornaments. They're Mary Englebright. And if you don't know who Mary Englebright is, she's an illustrator. Her illustrations are so, so cute. I think my mom's probably had these for, I don't want to know, since the 90s. That makes me so sad because I remember them. That means I'm old. There are so many more. I'll show you later in the video what they all look like, but it's just so cute. Here's one more thing I got from World Market. I am not like a huge mug person. I don't have to buy a mug everywhere I go, but now I'm starting to think that I am, because I've purchased like 5 mugs this year. It doesn't sound like a lot, but it's a lot for me. And I saw this one. I'm a sucker for ceramics anyway, and this is that like perfect dipped ceramic mug. You can see the clay showing through, and it's so cute. I have a whole set of white ceramics that I got when I got married, and this just matches so well, and I'm very excited to have some hot cocoa or some tea in this. It just makes me feel so fancy. It makes me think that I'm in a cabin in the middle of the mountains and snow is coming down, there's a fire roaring, and I'm watching my favorite Christmas movies, sipping a cup of cocoa with some cozy socks and my loved ones and my little fur babies. Oh man, I'm really playing into this, aren't I? I'm so excited. So usually I like to buy, I'm like a sucker for pillows and blankets, but I've had like all of this time to decorate my living room and like my kitchen. And this year I wanted to sort of focus on starting on my bedroom. Since we painted our bedroom this dusty blue color, you know, it just doesn't work with like the red, green, and white that I've envisioned for my like Victorian cottage Christmas. But I thought, well, let's just go with green. My curtains are green. So I found this blanket at Home Goods. It's got these really fluffy green and white lines and these cute Christmas trees. There's also, you can barely see it, but there's a snowflake, and it looks so cute on my bed. It matches perfectly with the blue and the green, and I just love it. It's so cute. It even has tassels. So that should help kind of curate my bedroom. I'm going to go all out next year for my bedroom, but this year, this is where we're starting. I found this candle company on Instagram called Storybook Candle Company. I will tag her Instagram in the description below. She's making these Christmas candles. I mean, come on. I said I wanted Victorian Christmas, and this is it. Victorian Christmas Cottage. This smells like Fraser fir pine, spiced orange garland, and clove. When I tell you, I have never smelled a candle like this before. When it burns, it's just so unique. The flavors, like even smelling it out of the jar doesn't quite capture like what it actually smells when you are burning it, and I just love that. For some reason, I just do think that this is what it would have smelled like in a Victorian Christmas cottage. I even ordered 2 more, and I'm so excited for them to come in. And I mean, come on. If I'm trying to go for like this Victorian cottage thing, then I really just think that I need my house to smell like one, don't you think? Lastly, let's move on to books. Remember when I said I've been like preparing for Christmas all year long? When I see something kind of Christmassy out in the wild in the summer or in the winter after Christmas, I will pick it up if it calls to me, and I did that this year quite a lot. So I found this book, and unfortunately I have not read it yet, but The Quiet Little Woman, A Christmas Story by Louisa May Alcott. I mean, Victorian Christmas to the max. Louisa May Alcott, Little Women. Are you kidding me? So I'm very excited to read this. Even the inside is so pretty. It's got this embossed paper. And I mean, you really can't go wrong with like a really pretty book. Even if I don't read this, it's just so cute. It'll look so good on my shelf, especially for Christmas. And I really am, I've like had this idea in my head for the last couple of years that I want to collect Christmas books, especially pretty ones, and just like revamp my entire bookcase with nothing but Christmas books. So this book is about an orphan girl who finds a family to love her, and it's set around Christmas time. Apparently, some fans of Louisa May Alcott wrote her when Little Women came out, and that they were so inspired by Little Women that they decided to start their own literary publication. But after they started their publication, Louisa May Alcott wrote this story for them, and they put it in a magazine. And it stayed in that magazine for quite a while until it was created into a book, and now maybe you can find it out there in the wild. I actually found this at like a book fair that was for a bookstore, and they were just trying to get rid of like their old books. I think this was like $1, so I couldn't beat it. And I think it's just so pretty. If you are at all a fan of Little Women or Louisa May Alcott at all, I recommend picking this up. I think I will read it just because here I am telling you about it, and I probably should read it. Okay, next is, you guessed it, Little Women. I got this copy of Little Women just the other day at Barnes & Noble. It was on sale, so I had to pick it up. It's got this really like cute pink color, but I think that it works really well with like greens. It's hardback. It's so beautiful. It's got this gold leaf on it. And not only is it Little Women, it also has Little Men and Joe's Boys in it. And I've never actually read Little Women all the way through. Maybe this book will inspire me to do that. I'm a graphic designer, so I'm like a sucker for leather-bound books that have embossing on them or gold leaf on them at all. I'm just so like, give me all the books. Give me all the pretty books. I'll take it. I'll take it. For this next book, I actually got this last year for Christmas, but I have yet to actually work through it. And that is a Downton Abbey Christmas cookbook. I like to collect cookbooks, as you know, and Downton Abbey is one of my favorite TV shows of all time. I've seen it probably more times than I care to admit to you. It's a little embarrassing, but I'm so excited. I love anything that has to do with old world. It's so romantic. It makes me think that I could have been a lady in England or in Scotland. I do have Scottish heritage, so maybe it would have been Scotland, but it's got all these really cute recipes to play with. Of course, they're like kind of, you know, like the ingredients are probably hard to acquire, especially here in Texas. I'd probably have to go to a really special grocery store if I wanted to make anything in this, but I just thought it would be really cute to add to my collection. Maybe I will make something out of this Christmas. Maybe in my next video, I will make something in this book. If you would like to see that, let me know. Maybe I'll just go ahead and base my next video on Downton Abbey altogether. That'd be fun. Christmas Downton Abbey. I'm down with that. All right, next book is, and this is gonna seem like I'm really obsessed, which maybe I kind of am. I guess I could be, but I also, at that book fair that I found that small Louisa May Alcott book, I found this. And it is the coolest book. Like I said, I'm like a graphic designer. I am also just an artist. I like to work with my hands, and I loved craft. Being crafty, it really gets you far when it comes to like party planning or gift wrapping. No matter what you do, you can do it yourself, and this chick does it well. Like I said, she's a great illustrator, and in this book, you can make these paper poppers almost that you could use on the table at Christmas time instead of a traditional popper. Find old vintage toys and put little poems inside, and I'm just so excited to work with something in this book because it's all so gorgeous. Handcrafted gifts are my favorite. Normally, that's what I like to do for my family for Christmas, and although I'm not going to be doing that this year, maybe I'll find something in this book to do next year. Okay, for my last thing that I'll show you is this. A Christmas Carol by Charles Dickens. It is my favorite Christmas story of all time. I love it so much because it's so fantastical. It is so epic. The different transitions that Scrooge goes through, the realizations that he has as he's going through his past, his present, and his future. There's just something about it. And not only that, but it's set in the Victorian era, which obviously I love, I guess. Beautiful, beautiful book. I found this at Barnes & Noble. It was 25% off. I was flabbergasted because I was fully expecting to pay full price for this, and I didn't have to, which is a win-win. It doesn't just have a Christmas Carol either. It has poems in it. It has a couple of stories from Louisa May Alcott and Ellen Montgomery. It has the Nutcracker. It's kind of like a one-stop shop for really great Christmas books. I'm sure I'll end up creating an even bigger collection, even if it's like doubles of books, but I just had to get this one because it's got beautiful, beautiful illustrations in it. And not only that, it's really big and hefty. It's got gold leafing. It's got this really beautiful tree on the back, and I'm excited to display this on my shelf. This will probably stay out year round. I'll probably just like turn it around so you can see the gold on it. But yeah, I was so excited when I found this. When I went book searching this week, I was like, that's exactly what I'm looking for. If you are like me and you want to go all out for the holidays, I highly recommend trying book collecting as well as like knick-knack collecting and ornament collecting and all kinds of other things, because really, if you want to romanticize the season, transform your home. Make it look like how you want it to look. Find the books that you want to find the decorations that you want to put on your tree, and buy all of the yummy snacks that you want to buy. So now that you've seen everything that I've gotten for Christmas this year, I'm going to go put on a movie. I'll probably go put on Little Women because looking at these books just makes me want to watch it, and I haven't seen it this year. So let's go do that, maybe make some hot cocoa, and let's get started on decorating.
lots of wishes, but my favorite one is to be an artist in Paris and to do fine pictures and to be the best painter in the world.
Christmas presents this year because our men are suffering in the army. We can't do much, but we can.
Fine, you like this, do you?
Of course we care what you think,
You're
Hannah.
more family than wicked old Aunt March.
Oh, don't, Joe.
Where is
I want to share with you my absolute favorite Christmas movies to watch during the holidays. And some of these aren't specifically Christmas, they just take place during winter and they're very much in the Christmas spirit. Movies that take you in and cuddle you up and make you feel cozy, they're just so wholesome and they make you feel so good about life. I want to start with Little Women. The Little Women I'm speaking of specifically is the Greta Gerwig adaptation with Saoirse Ronan and Timothée Chalamet. It's not specifically a Christmas movie, although Christmas is a theme that takes place within the movie. It's set in Massachusetts in the Victorian era, and if you're looking for something that's kind of old world and classic, I highly recommend it. And if you've never read the book or if you've never seen the movie, it's a coming of age story about these sisters and how they're trying to navigate life, and it's about love and it's romantic. The lighting in this movie, it is so warm and cozy. And if you've never seen it, just watch it because it is a beautiful movie. Moving on to number 2, Love Actually is one of my favorite movies. No matter the state of the world, if you watch this, then I think that it'll give you a little bit of hope. I think it's in the very first of the movie where Hugh Grant says, no matter where you look, love is everywhere. In so many words, that's what he says. And it really is true. Everyone loves someone, don't they? And this movie just kind of really tells that. It has an all-star cast. It's an epic that takes place in London, and it goes through all of these different love stories. It is hilarious. It makes you cry. It's got some tragedy in it and some drama, and it makes you feel so good about life. It is such a beautiful movie, and I highly recommend that you see it. This next movie I want to mention is not necessarily a Christmas movie. It takes place in the middle of wintertime in the middle of Paris, so maybe that's why I think it should be on this list. It's also very wholesome and high-spirited. It makes you feel good about life, and that movie is Hugo. This movie is about a little boy who is taken in by his uncle after losing his father at a train station where the little boy ends up maintaining the clocks in this train station. This movie stars Asa Butterfield and Chloe Grace Moretz, and I'm so sorry if I butchered Asa Butterfield's name. Please let me know if I said it right. Like I said, this movie is so uplifting. At first it's tragic, but then it gets really happy, and it makes you so hopeful, and everyone ends up having a happy ending. If you are looking for a movie that is not very Christmassy, but does take place during the wintertime, I highly recommend this movie. This is a Scorsese film, and it's really a love letter to one of the very first filmmakers in history. If you've never seen it, go watch it. It is so beautiful. I think it's on HBO Max right now, so go watch it. The next movie on this list is my favorite Christmas movie of all time. The Family Stone. It has 3 of my favorite actresses in it, Diane Keaton, Sarah Jessica Parker, and Claire Danes, and so many other actors. This movie is about a large family. The oldest son comes to visit for the holidays with his new girlfriend, who the family just cannot stand. She's very uptight, and she just doesn't blend well with the family. This movie is such a roller coaster, and it's tragic, and it's full of drama, and it's comedic, and it's romantic. I don't want to give too much away because too much happens, but if you've never seen it before, please go watch it. This is one of those movies that I feel like everyone has either seen it or they've never heard of it, and if they've never heard of it and then they watch it, they just kind of have mixed feelings. If you have not seen this movie, please go and watch it, and after you watch it, come back here and let me know what you thought. If you have seen it, please comment below what you think of it. If I'm crazy, then I'm crazy, but I just love this movie. Number 5 on my list is kind of a Christmas movie, but kind of not a Christmas movie. And it's actually a hilarious movie. This is Funny Farm with Chevy Chase. I think it was made after National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation, which I'm not a huge fan of that movie. This movie is about a writer and his wife that move from the big city to the country in New York State. They find this idealistic home in the middle of the country. The people in this town that they move to end up being kind of crazy, and the couple, they don't know quite how to deal with it. So the couple starts fighting, and they decide that they want to move and get out of this lifestyle that they've chosen. They just purchased this home. They don't want to lose money on it, so they end up offering the town all of this money to act normal around the holidays, to present this idealistic, perfect, Christmas-filled lifestyle that they want to sell this to people, and it is so hilarious. I don't think many people would call it a Christmas movie. I definitely think it's a Christmas movie, and like I said, I think it's better than National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation, and if you like that movie, then you'll like this one, so go watch it. For this next movie, this is an animated movie. It's called Klaus. It's about a postman that ends up being actually a really bad postman. He moves to this winter village kind of as punishment from his boss, and he encounters a man that is a toy maker, and his name is Klaus. And I don't want to give anything away about it. I'm sure you can figure it out, but it is a very beautiful film. The animation is stunning. It makes you really feel good. If you're into animation, or if you're into animated films around the holidays, I highly recommend that you watch this. It's on Netflix. Moving on to the next one, this movie is really an honorable mention for my mother specifically because this is her favorite movie of all time. We have a huge poster of it in my mother's house. It's very special to me because it is special to her, and that is It's a Wonderful Life with James Stewart. I'm sure many of you have seen this, but if you haven't, it's such a gorgeous film. It's got a great message. It's about a boy that grows up to be a man that falls in love and has a family, and he really gets down on his luck. I don't want to spoil anything, just go watch it. I think that you'll really enjoy it. For our second to last movie on the list, this is The Man Who Invented Christmas. If you're a fan of Downton Abbey, you will notice that Dan Stevens is the lead. He plays Charles Dickens. And this movie is really kind of about Charles Dickens and a little bit of his life and his past and how these themes in his life kind of drew inspiration for A Christmas Carol. This movie really does take you in and make you feel very wrapped up and cozy and warm. The scenes really make you feel like you are being hugged. And if you're a fan of A Christmas Carol, then I think that you'd probably want to know kind of how it came to be. I don't know necessarily this movie is truthful. I think that there are themes that took place in Charles Dickens's life that are true, but not necessarily how the book came to be. But it is very much in the spirit of Christmas. Go see it. It's really good. For the last movie on my list, this movie stars Emilia Clarke and Henry Golding. I'm sure that you've seen it. If you have not seen it, maybe you've forgotten about it. I think it's a little underrated. That is Last Christmas. And if you haven't seen it, it's about a woman who gets really sick and she recovers, but then she ends up meeting this really handsome man, Henry Golding, and she falls in love and she's down and depressed, and after finding this man, she ends up becoming much more happy. And I don't want to spoil it if you haven't seen it, so you need to go watch it. But if you love George Michael and his music, this is definitely for you because the entire soundtrack is nothing but George Michael. I think the movie is kind of a love letter to him, and it's a great Christmas film. Like I said, it's a little underrated. If you've seen it, you've probably forgotten it or something like that. So that is it for my movie recommendations. Let's go finish out the rest of our day.
Merry Christmas, baby. Reindeer's coming out to play. Santa Claus is packing the presents, making sure you've been behaving okay. Merry Christmas, honey. Yeah. The snowman's dusting off his hat, putting on the show for everybody, to give them a smile that lasts another year. There's something that happens when sleigh bells are ringing, when December ends, when the children are singing, yeah. Merry Christmas, baby. Ooh, yeah, there's room at the table for
I hope you've enjoyed watching this video, and thank you so much for watching. Please have yourself the very merriest of holiday seasons, and I'll see you again soon. Bye, my friends.